ओम सभी को सादर नमस्ते। आज के जो इस श्रावणी के अवसर पे जो लेक्चर सीरीज है उसमें आप सभी लोगों का स्वागत है। और आज विशेष हमारे स्पीकर जो है आचार्य सुकामा जी भारत से जुड़े हुए हैं। Acharya Sukuma has a diverse educational background with an MBA and MA Sanskrit and Darshanacharya from Rishi Udyan, Ajmer. She started formal studies in Vedic philosophy at Patanjali Yogpith, Haridwar, and Vanprasth Sadhak Ashram, Gujarat. She has devoted herself to Swadhyay, sadhana, disseminating the knowledge of the Darshan Shastras via social media, YouTube and Facebook, and is a facilitator at various yoga meditation camps and runs various programs for social service. So welcome Acharya ji, and she will be enlightening us on the importance of Vedas in daily life. Acharya ji, the floor is yours.
सभी को सादर नमस्ते. First of all, I'll extend my best wishes and congratulations on the eve of Shrāvanī Upakaram to you all. So, before we start our today's discussion, let's just sit mat properly and we'll chant Gayatri Mantra so that our mind becomes calm and we are able to listen. Let's sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Relax your body. Just give a simple instruction to your mind that for next 30 minutes, I'm going to listen. We'll chant Om and Gayatri Mantra. Om. Bhurbhuvah swaha tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yo naha prachodaya. So as we all know, we are celebrating the Shrāvanī Upakaram. What is this Shrāvan? Shrāvanī Upakaram has been one of the very big festival in our Vedic era. Shravan is one of the month also in our Hindu calendar. In normal language, we say Savan. And mostly people become more religious, more ritualistic in Shravan Mas. So Shravan Mas itself comes from the word Shravan. Shravan is to listen, to hear. And in Vedic literature, Swadhyaya also got this word Shravan. Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan, and Sakshat. So Shravan is what? It is a Sanskrit word which means to listen. What to listen? From our birth till our death, we keep on listening. Every day we listen to the music, we listen to the talks, we listen to the songs, and so many things. But what specifically this month, this Swadhyay Part, Shravan, and Maharishi Dayanand has told Sunana, what? For what? That is to the Vedic hymns, to the Vedic mantras, to the Vedic literature. First listen, then you manan. What you do? You contemplate on what you have listened from your gurus, your acharyas. Then you do nididhyasana. You just put question on what you have listened from others, whether it's right, whether it's for me or not. And then you do the sakshatkar, you come to a conclusion, okay, this is this. So this way, Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan, and Sakshat. Now, listening to Vedas, why we should listen to Vedas? The question comes, our life is such that we don't do anything purposeless. Why I should listen to the Vedas? Because Vedas has the knowledge of whole life, about the Creator, about the universe, and about myself. There are three things. Myself, me, we can say Atma, Paramatma, our achiever, our destination, our God, the moksha, and the sadhan for it, the resources for it. As soon as we buy any of the electronic gadget or something, we just get one manual with this. Okay, if we don't know how to operate microwave, we just open the booklet and see. Switch on is there, temperature is there, this probe is there. So we know how to handle this microwave. Similarly, we are living a life. We are living in this universe. We must know how it works. Who is handling this? What is my duties? What should I do? For that, we know the knowledge. And which knowledge? In India, in Bharat, we have Ganga. So Ganga Ma we say. So if we want the purest of pure Ganga Jal, we go to Gangotri. Because from Gangotri, Ganga river starts and then flowing to the North India, it goes to the Ganga Sagar. Until it reaches Ganga Sagar, it's many of the small rivers and it becomes polluted in many of the ways. So purest of Ganga Jal we can get from Gangotri only. Similarly, we want the purest of knowledge that will come from the starting point. So starting point at the starting of this creation universe, the God has created, God has given this purest of pure knowledge to the four rishis. That knowledge is given in the form of Vedic mantras, Vedic Himat. In the heart of the rishis, there were four rishis, Maharishi, Agni, Vayu, Aditya, and Angira. Maharishi Agni has given us the Rig Veda. We all know this is the oldest book of the universe. So Rig Veda is basically the dominance of knowledge into it. So Agni, the first mantra is Agni Mire Purohitai. The Agni is this science has also proved the universe is made of all energy. So Agni is energy, the God, the truthful knowledge, the absolute being. So Rig Veda starts with Agni Mire, given by the Maharishi. Then second comes the Yajurveda. Yajurveda is given by the Maharishi Vayu. So in this, they say the Shreshtamam Karma, it's Karma Pardhan, what we should do, our deeds, good deeds, better deeds, noble deeds. These are described in Yajurveda. So Yajurveda tells about the actions which we take in our life. Then is the Samaveda. Samaveda is given by Maharishi Aditya. So in Samaveda, we have Samgayan. The mantras are sang. So in Samaveda, Agnaya Hivitai. Here also the first word is Agni, the God, the Paramatma, the Ishwar. We want him to guide us. He should come us and guide us. Then in Atharvaveda we say, Ye Trishaptaha, three primordial form of the matter, Sat, Rajas, and Tamas. So these four Vedas contain all the knowledge of spiritual and worldly. As you know, the recently Bharat Chandrayaan Bheja. So ISRO has told that all knowledge has come from the Vedas. This is very recent. This is not an history. We are not talking about the Vedic era or the time of Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati. This is the last 2 weeks news only, that all principles of Chandrayaan they used ISRO people has come from the Vedas. So everything is in the Vedas. It's same like that. If a layman go to someone's kitchen, he doesn't know where is salt, where is sugar. But the person who is handling the kitchen, he knows this is the box of sugar, this is the box of salt. Same way, who knows the Vedas, he knows how to extract the knowledge on specific topic from the Vedas. So we must learn. That is why my Rishi Dayanand Saraswati has told us in third rule, third principle, that Ved ka padhna padhana और वेद का सुनना सुनाना, what is it is, सब आर्यों का परम धर्म है. We say धर्म परम धर्म, आत्मा परमात्मा, ईश्वर परमेश्वर, पूज्य परम पूज्य. When we want give it to the highest importance, then we use the word param. So Maharishi what says? Ved ka padhna padhana. You should read to the Vedas and you should teach the Vedas, because when we teach the knowledge to others, it gets deeply embedded into our mind also, because to make the other person understand, we first understand first what we are going to tell and how the other person can put us the question. So we clarify the topic first, then only we can teach. So Ved ka padhna padhana and sunna sunana, we must listen also, because when we listen, then only we can contemplate and we can do nididhyasana and we can do the sakshatkar. So sunna and sunana is param dharam. This is the most important duty of us to do that. But then the question comes, when if we cannot do, we celebrate Shravani Upakaran, it's also known as Veda Swadhyay Divas or the Sanskrit Divas. Nowadays, people can say, we don't know the Sanskrit, how we can read the Vedas. So earlier Vedas were written in the Sahita form. And that knowledge was, it is also called Shruti. That knowledge was passing from one generation to the other. But as the IQ level, the intelligence of people was going bit lower, so they did the bhashya of the Ved mantras. And they wrote Brahman Granth, Aranya Granth. Then further, they wrote 6 Upang, 6 Vedang, which is the Darshan Shastra, Upanishad, just to understand the Vedic principles. Same way earlier when we were in school, there were some textbooks. And if we don't understand the text, what we used to do? We used to buy the guides, they say helping guides. Then we refer the guide and then we understand the context given in the textbook. Same way, these granths, these shastras has been made available by rishis and munis so that we can understand the Vedic principles, because principle remains the universal. Vedas are universal, sarvabhaumik. It's not for a specific group of people, for the people living at a specific place or specific time, because jati, desh, kal is not affected. Is not affecting the Vedic knowledge. It's for each and every person in all the times. That is, it is universal and it is sarvabhaumik for each and everyone. So this knowledge, sorry. So this knowledge which rishis has given, and for our convenience, my Rishi Dayanand Saraswati has also made translations, the bhashya of the Ved mantras, Yajurved and some part of Rigved, and he has written the Satyarth Prakash, Rigveda Bhashya Bhumika, Sanskar Vidhi, so many simplified granths and shastras which we can learn, which we can understand easily. So because rishis, they want to do paropkar, they are very compassionate to the generations. That's why they have done this. So we must dedicate some of our time to listen and to read these books, these holy books. So what are the main principles of Vedic literature? If we see, as I was just telling, that if we can't read Vedas in original form, we can't read the Sahitas, we can read to the descending Shastras, descending books given by our rishis. So what the question comes, if that also we cannot read, what we should do? The Manu Smriti, Maharishi Dayanand has authenticated the Manu Smriti as one of the authenticate granth to be read. So it's in one shloka they say, Vedah smriti sadachara swasya cha pre atmanah etat chaturvidham prahu sakshat dharmasya lakshanam. We should dharma. Maharishi say na param dharma. What is dharma? Swasya cha pre atmanah. We should read Ved, and Smriti is the Smriti Granth which have written later on. And Sadachar, we know the Sadachar is very simple word, how we behave with others. And Swasya cha Priyatmana, what is good to our soul, we should behave with others. There is one, in sociology, the one line they say, the man is a social animal. I used to contemplate on this issue, why man is a social animal. Dogs have also got their society, they fight with each other. Dvesh bhav, we just have one mantra also, we explain in that. So how we should behave in society? So Vedic philosophy says there are 5 yamas, 5 mahavratam which should be followed while living in the society. Maharishi Patanjali, in Patanjali Yoga Darshan tells about it, how we should behave with others. Because our karmas become manasik, vachnik, and shabdik. With 3 words, with the 3 things we made our karmas. So how we should deal with others is on the basis of 5 yamas we should follow. Who are those? Which were ahimsa, satya, aste, brahmacharya, or aparigraha. What is ahimsa? It's a very famous word, but we don't understand fully what is ahimsa. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha, we have read many times. Ahimsa is not harming to others. Being compassionate to all the creatures, not only to the human beings, compassionate to the animals, to the ants, to the reptiles, to any of the creature, any of the living being, we should be compassionate. And many of the rishis say we should be compassionate to even to the non-living also, because how we handle the things, how we handle our Vedas, how we handle the Satyat Prakash, that also matter. We should be compassionate with each and everything around us. We can say non-violence or the compassion. That is ahimsa. Then second comes Satya. We all know since childhood we have been taught this thing, Sada Satya Bolo, always tell the truth. But we know it, but we are not practicing it, because life is like that. The situation comes and we tell the lie many of the times. But what Maharishi said, there should be truth of word, thought, and deed. If I just think of, okay, I'll give donation of 100. Then I say, okay, I will give donation of 50. And actually, I donate only 20. So this is not truthfulness. Truthfulness is whatsoever you think, whatsoever you speak, and whatsoever you do, that should be the same. And truthfulness, the elaborator, what it should be in your all of your deeds, whatsoever you are doing, what is seen, what is inferred, and what is heard should be represented. It should not be corrupted with your own thoughts. Then is the aste. What is aste? Aste is non-stealing. Don't take the thing which is not yours. Because we find many of the things at public places, in our offices, at airport, at railway station. We should not have the tendency even to take those things for ourselves, because those things are for public use. Those things are for group use, not for my individual use. And if we want to take anything, we should pay for it. Payment is not only in monetary form, we can pay in the form of service also, and we can get the thing if we really need it. So this is aste. We should follow it in all the situations. Then come brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is observing celibacy. The continence of the sex organs. It should be used only for the procreation, not for the sensual pleasures or sensual enjoyment. So brahmacharya should be followed. And then comes the aparigraha. Parigraha is collecting the things. Aparigraha is control of your wants and desires. Not taking much more than what is barely necessary for you. In our wardrobe, there are a lot of clothes we don't wear. In our kitchen, there are a number of utensils we have never used, but we have compiled them. Same way with stationery items, same way with books also. We have never opened the book, but still those books are lying in our cupboard. So we should not parigraha, we should not keep on hoarding the things. We must understand if we take any of the thing, the energy is blocked with that object, whatsoever you bring for yourself. Then we must know the blemishes of earning it, then preserving it, then if we get loss of it, then we get attachment to that object, and we can get some injury from it. So we should avoid taking the things which are not supposed to, or which are of not much use to us. That is a parigraha. Because if we hoard off many of the things, our most of energy will be stuck to those things, and we won't be able to meditate, we won't be able to calm down our mind, and we can pray to God. So aparigraha. These are called vratam. Not only vratam, mahavratam, like Bharat, Mahabharat. Vrat, Mahavrat. Purush, Mahapurush. Where we use the Maha is Mahan. Where is bigger? One is Vrat. What we think of Vrat nowadays? We say on Shivratri we take Vrat, or on some special days, or in Shravan Mas also we use Vrat. What only we come to know from Vrat is the Upavas. Eating less, not taking the annam, taking only fruits and milk, we say it is Upavas. This is Upavas, not only Vrat. Upavas is, we are helping our digestive system and excretory system to bit slower on that very day. This comes under tapasa, that we feel, or we made ourselves to adjust with the ups and downs. We can bear the heat and cold, we can bear the thirst and hunger on that very day. So with tapasya, there is kaya indriya siddhi, ashuddhi kshaya tapasa. Ashuddhi, the negativity is removed from our body. So that for that instance, upavas is good. But vratam it's an elaborative term, and upavas comes into it. With following the vratas means we are preparing ourselves to be on the path of the life in a proper way. If like there is a water on the ground, and if it's not has the proper boundary, it will spread here and there. Vratas are the 16 sanskaras Maharishi Dayananda has given us, that if we do sanskaras and if we take some pledges and vows in our life will move in a proper direction of the Vedic way of life. So why we do the tapasa, why we take upavas and follow this vrata? Because when we do vrata, we get purified. How we purify? Like if we take gold, and if we go to jeweler, goldsmith, what will put? He will put some of the copper in gold, and he will make a jewelry for us. That jewelry become bit corrupted, but it becomes strong to face the wear and tear of day-to-day life. But if we want pure gold, what we need to do is we need to heat it. When we heat it, the dross of copper will be evaporated, and the gold will get the pure gold. Same way when we do some vratam, some upavas, and we follow religiously, what will happen? Our mind and our body will be purified. We'll be able to concentrate on meditation, we'll be able to concentrate on Vedic mantras, we can listen to the talks, and we will be able to understand. Listening is only one part, only Shravan. We most of the time, we don't do Manan and Nididhyasan. We don't contemplate, or we don't think of it. Okay, I have listened to lecture 1 hour, it's okay. Switch off and we just sleep. So Manan, Nididhyasan and Sakshakar, and just having the deepest knowledge of that topic is very important. For that, we need purest and pure of mind, so that we can understand and we can contemplate on the Vedic. Because Vedic knowledge is very depth, very deep. We need the Sattvic Buddhi to understand those Vedic principles and Vedic teachings. So Maharishi what say from next to the Mahavrata, when to follow? Jati, Desh, Kal, Samay, Anavichhinna, Sarvabhauma Mahavrata. These principles, Ahimsa, Satya, Aste, Brahmacharya and Aparita, these are Sarvabhauma Mahavratam. Irrespective of caste, irrespective of place, irrespective of time, and irrespective of circumstances. We are supposed to follow this. We'll take an example. Like, suppose there is one fisherman. What he can say? Okay, I will kill only fishes, not the cats and dogs. It become a condition. It's not allowed. I won't do fishing in Haridwar and Banaras, but I will do in the other places. So this is also not allowed. Then comes, I won't do fishing on Purnami and Amavasya, and rest of the 28 days I will do the fishing. This is also not allowed. And then he says, in some of the specific circumstances, if some guest comes to my house, some sadhu comes, and for my guru, only do I fishing. Otherwise, I won't do it. So these type of conditions are not allowed. What the Maharishi say? These are to be followed in all the cases, by all means, without any exceptions. So Mahavratam to be followed in every day of life, throughout our life. So this is the Vedic way of life. Then for personal use also, Maharishi says how you should live: Shauch, Santosh, Tap, Swadhyay, and Ishwar Pranidhan. Tapas we have just discussed. Shauch is the purity. We should live with purity of body, mind, and our surroundings. Then Santosh is the satisfaction, the contentment. Since childhood, we are having many of the thoughts in our mind. My brother is better than me. My sister is better than me. My parents has not granted me this thing, that thing. Some of the inclinations in our mind keep on coming. I'm not as good as my friend is. I'm not as good as my colleague is in my office. So with this, we are having some type of discontentment in our mind. So Maharishi says, we should get contentment. We have achieved what we deserved. We have got what we were actually deserving, because God is Nyayakari. He does the justice. He does justice in all the situations. When we'll discuss about the Ishvara, he's Ishavasya Vidam Sarva, he's Nyayakari. How we know? If we know Ishwar is present everywhere, he does the justice, we can't feel, we should not feel discontented at any point of time in our life. We are what we are supposed to. So Santosh. Then comes Swadhyay. Swadhyay we discuss Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan, and Sakshatkar. And Swadhyay is learning to the Vedas, reading Vedas and the holy books and Shastras. And Swadhyay is self-introspection also. Maharishi say, or in Gurukul Parnali, we used to teach our students that every night before you go to sleep, you should do self-introspection. What you did all throughout the day, what was wrong, what was right, where you need to work, what do you think, how you should present. So when before going to sleep, we do the Swadhyay, and then we take some of the vratam, some of the pledge with ourselves that, okay, from tomorrow onwards, I won't repeat this mistake, or I'll improve on these topics. So in this way, we can do our Swadhyay also. And then what is Ishwar Pranidhan? Ishwar Pranidhan is, what is Ishwar? All this animate and inanimate, whatsoever we see, is controlled and owned by the God. ये जो सारा ऐश्वर्य है, वो जिसका है, उसका नाम ईश्वर. Today I own a car, I own a house, but tomorrow someone else. And day after tomorrow, someone else. So ultimately, this dharti, sab dharti, गोपाल की. जो धरती है वो सब किसकी है? परमात्मा की है. All these animate, inanimate things, all whatsoever we see in universe, the ultimate owner of this is the God, the Ishwar. So if we want something, we go to the owner. If I want to ask someone that I want this specific book, I should ask the owner, na? Please, can you lend me this book for 2 days? So we should ask the Ishwar whatsoever we want. And if we want any of the worldly things, we should ask the Ishwar. If we want any of the spiritual knowledge or the spiritual upliftment, we should ask the God, because Moksha. Why we pray to the God? Someone asked me one day, why should we pray to the God? God doesn't need our prayers. God doesn't need our upasana. God doesn't need our salutations, because He is a Sarv Samarth. He has everything. He doesn't need anything from us. It's we who need everything from Him. So we should do prayers to Him. We should read about Him. We should know Him. Then we should do some of the efforts to get Him. So Ishwar Pranidhan comes when we know that Ishwar, the God, is the absolute being, is present everywhere. One of the basic and the most and simplified principle is that God is present everywhere. When we know He is present everywhere, we can be at the safe side. We won't be doing the wrong. Like in India, I don't know at there, but in India we have traffic police, and nowadays there are cameras also. So when we used to drive and we see the traffic police person is standing at the lights, we just stop there. And when in the young times, when we used to see when policeman is not there, okay, just jump the red light, because we are not afraid of. Fear is not in our mind, so that only we do the wrong things. And what about our policeman? Our God is present everywhere. None of the red light in our life we can jump, because our policeman is present everywhere, all the time, in every situation. If I ask to meet someone, I have to take appointment. Hello, friend. On Sunday evening, may I visit your place? I want to have some discussion on some topic. No, I'm going to my parents' house. I won't be available. Okay, then I call someone else. So we have to take appointment. We have to take the consent from the other person. Okay, are you available on phone? Are you available online? But for God, no appointment is required, no asking is required, no WhatsApp is required, no calling is required. You just sit close and see. एक जरा दिल में है हसरत यार, जरा सी गर्दन झुकाई और दीदार कर. Where the God resides in our heart. So हमारे हृदय में भगवान है. We just bend our neck and we see. So this is such a sakha. Indrasya yujya sakha. वो sakha है. He's the such type of friend. We need not to take any appointment, need not to go anywhere, need not to travel, need not to request any appointment from him, and he's present everywhere. So we should always think that he besides me. I should do the right thing, and when we do the right thing, when do the shubh karma, nishkam karma, we can achieve him. So this is the principle of Vedic literature, that Ishwar is present everywhere, and Ishwar Pranidhan is, we must feel him. We know it. Theoretically, we know it. God is omnipresent. God is everywhere. Ishavasya idam sarvam. God is everywhere. But we don't realize it in our mind. When we don't follow the yamas, what we do hinsa. We forget that God is present in the person who is standing in front of us. We forget when we do some injury to some creature, some dog or cat or cow, we forget that God is present in that animal. So when we forget the omnipresence and we lose the Ishwar Pranidhan, then only we get a chance to slip. So we should remember this Ishwar Pranidhan. This is the basic principle of Vedic way of life, because when we think God is in temple only, God is in some statue only, or God is at some specific place, it means the other places God is not present. So God is giving us the fruit of our karmas. So that part, that place, that duration, that time is free from the presence of God. So that is not justified in Vedic way of life. God is present everywhere, and we should have a feeling of his presence everywhere. Then Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati has said that how we can see that we are living a Vedic way of life. In daily life, we are supposed to perform the 5 Mahayaj, the 5 basic duties we can say. First is the Devayajya, Brahmayajya, Devayajya, Pitriyajya, Atithiyajya, and Baliveshwar. First is Brahma Yaj. We do upasana, we do meditation for the God, for the Almighty. In that, we chant few of the mantras Maharishi Dayananda has compiled up from Vedas. We chant and we do some actions also. In Upasana also, we are supposed to do some mansik karmas so that our dvesh, when we do Mansa Parikarma mantra, some of the dvesh should go away from our mind. So Brahma Yaj we are supposed to do 2 times in a day. Then the Deva Yaj, which we say the Agni Hotram, we are supposed to do 2 times in a day. But okay, if no, you should perform it daily. If not daily, at least weekly when you go to Arya Samaj Mandir or temple, you can perform. If no, at least Pakshik, on Purnami and Amavasya. If no, at least on the specific days of your life, your birthday, your anniversary, your parents' anniversary, something like that. So on specific occasion, on festivals, you must perform Agni Putra, Deviyaj. Then comes Pitri Yaj. Pitri Yaj is just serving your parents. Your parents and all the elders also come into it. Auntie, uncle, whosoever is elder to you, because they have brought us. They have given their time and energy in our childhood to us. So when we are young and they are getting older, they are getting weaker, we should serve them. So that is Pitri Yaj. Then is Atithi Yaj. Atithi is any of the guest. Nowadays, Atithis are not Atithis. Now we go to someone's place, we first take appointment, then we arrange, then we go. By that time, that person is ready with food, with everything. But Atithi is who comes without any information to you. Comes at your door and knock. In India, sadhu sannyasi used to go to Grasthi's house, knock the door, Bhikshan Dehi. Then if you have seen the Ramayana, the Ravana also come in the form of sadhu, Atithi, and asked Mata Sita, Bhikshan Dehi. So whatsoever is available in the house, they used to give to the Atithi. That is Atithi Yachi. So you should give clothes, food, whatsoever is available to the person who has come to your place. But basically, this is for acharyas, this is for gurus, sadhus, and sannyasis, because they don't have any place, they're not earning from the society. Then is the Baliveshwa Deviyachi. Baliveshwa Deviyachi, just because we are driving, we are mopping, we are cleaning our houses. So many of the ants and the other creature, they got some damage, some harm from us. So we should do something good for them. For birds also, like in India, we used to keep water and dana for birds. So that is Baliveshya Devyachi, because birds don't have kitchen, they don't have the restaurants where they can go and eat. So we must give something to the animals who don't have any, who are helpless, who are not living in some of the houses or families. So we should do something. So these are the 5 Mahayajya we should perform every day. Then Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati has said, when in Sanskar Vidhi, that when you are leading your life, when you are moving, how you will come to know that you're moving in the right direction? There should be some milestone should be there, some board is there. If we are traveling on highway, we always look for, oh, see, this is the direction, this is the signboard, okay, I'm going right. So if that is not there, oh, I've come wrong. So we take U-turn and we come back and then we go to the right path. So how we are going to the right path? There should be some milestones. So Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati has given us in Sanskar Vidhi the 16 sanskaras. 16 sanskaras, even before conception till our last rite. So these many sanskaras should be performed at different stages of life. Just like we are celebrating Shravani Upakaram, on this very day, the brahmacharis have been given the Yajyoprit, the Upanayan sanskar. As you drive, I think it's everywhere, if you want to drive a car, you need to have a driving license. Without license, you cannot drive. Same way, if you want to read Vedas as per living in Gurukul with that Dincharya, you should have the Jakopit. So that is why on this Shravani Upakaram, it's also the Acharya used to do Upanayan Sanskar of his brahmacharis and her brahmacharis. So after Upanayan Sanskar, they are given the Yajurved, and then they get the right to read the Vedas. So nowadays, because everyone is not reading the Vedas, so Yajurved Sanskar is not done to everyone. So nowadays, we tie one thread on the left or right hand, and it's usually they say Raksha Sutra. Actually, earlier what happened, the Raksha is with what? Raksha is the protection, is with knowledge. If we see our life, the actual protection comes from the knowledge. We see the protection, we see the suraksha from money, from house, from car, from family. It's okay. But basic actual, if you have the righteous knowledge, you can do the righteous deed and you can get the dharam, artha, kam and moksha, the 4 purusharth which we are supposed to do if we have the righteous knowledge. And who is the protector of knowledge? The Brahmans, who reads the Vedas, who has the Vedic, who knows the Vedic principles and who knows how to implement in the life. So Brahman, so this Raksha Sutra, this thread, this Raksha Bandhan, we say Rakhi, they used to tie to the Brahman. So you protect us, you tell us when we go wrong and when the downfall in our life, the Brahman used to tie, because they earlier also and nowadays also, if you go to some holy places like Haridwar, Banaras or Gangotri also, there are some pandas. That word come from Pandit. So they have the history of your forefathers generation. Oh, your grandfather, your forefather came on this is very date on this very place. So they used to keep the record of your family. So nowadays also they say ये हमारे पुरोहित है, कुल पुरोहित है. तो जो कुल पुरोहित, so Raksha Bandhan is for Kul Purohit also, because he is protecting. He knows your grandfather, he knows your father, he knows you, and might be he'll be knowing your next generation also. So what has been the tradition, how they have been followed. Nowadays, sometimes the Purohit come to your house and they say, your grandfather used to do this bhandara, your grandfather used to do this big homam, once in a year they used to do Samved Parayana, you should do it. How will come to know? Because they have the record of our life. So Raksha Bandhan this is for the Brahmins also, so that they help us, they guide us in our life, so that we don't leave the good deeds and we don't start doing the bad deeds with in our life. So this is also one of the Vedic principle, that we do Upanayana Sanskar and Raksha Bandhan to our Purohits, to our Gurus, to our Acharyas. So these are the basic principles which we should cover. 5 Mahayajna, 16 Sanskaras, 4 Sahitas, Vedic principles of 5 Yamas and 5 Niyamas. 5 Yamas are the behavior to others and 5 Niyamas are with ourselves. And we must do Swadhyay, the introspection every day and throughout our life. We should see at some stages of life, especially when we get retirement, at that stage we just sit and think, oh, what all I do over the years in the office. So we must keep on introspecting our life, what I have been doing, what I'm supposed to do, and how I may be able to do these things in the future. So these are the Vedic principles, Vedic way of life, so that we should compare ourselves and we should compare with our seniors, how they lived the life, how our rishis, munis, they asked us, they told us how to live life, how we are living. We should compare our life with them also, and we should do comparison with ourselves also. हम क्या थे, क्या है, क्या होंगे अभी, आओ विचारें आज मिलकर ये समस्याएं सभी. We should know what earlier I have been doing and now how I can improve on my life. So these are few of the things I just wanted to tell you on the Vedic way of life. I am not aware of the timing, that this may be the Acharyas, you will inform me, then I'll continue. If any of the thing you want to ask, if any of the point is not clear, we can.
Namaste, Acharya ji. Thank you very much for the wonderful talk. Now the platform is open for the questions. So I see a couple of questions. Yeah. Acharya ji, पहला प्रश्न जो है वो आचार्य ब्रह्म जी से है. And he wants to know that you stated by mentioning science in Vedas. Can you elaborate about some of the sciences in Vedas?
जी, जैसे अभी मैंने बताया कि चंद्रयान जो भारत की एक सफलता मिली है, वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट सक्सेस ऑफ Chandrayaan. So ISRO has also given that the principle has come from the Rig Veda, and the first of the helicopter, which we say is the aeroplane nowadays, is he was from Maharashtra, Talpade. He made first of this aeroplane. That knowledge also from the Viman Shastra. Viman Shastra is one of the branch of Rig Veda only. From that, the principles are there. And Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati has also written that there should be plane which just fly in air also. वो पानी पे भी चल सकता है, वो धरती पे भी चल सकता है. It means if Maharishi has written this, he has confirmed that there are some principles. By using those principles, we can make such type of planes. Nowadays, aeroplane जो है वो समुद्र में नहीं चलता, and जो ship है वो land पे नहीं चलता है. But there is a science with the help of in the Viman Shastra, we can make such type of plane जो हवा में भी चले, समुद्र में भी चले और धरती पर भी चले. That the thing I told na, we just need to pick up the Viman Shastra is available. Its PDF is also available, and with that, with the help of that, we can make the use in our modern life, just like this ISRO. ISRO had as that for the Chandrayaan. Am I clear?
Yeah, makes sense. Very good. और दूसरा प्रश्न किसी और ने पूछा है और वो जानना चाहते हैं कि it is generally believed that Ved mantras are only for Havan and prayers. What about self-development? Anything in Vedas about holistic development?
All the mantras are for the holistic development only. Yajna is also for our development. If you don't say the mantra, even then if you perform the yajna, the chemistry or the other changes which are happening in environment, that will occur. There is no question about it. But mantras, what the mantras purified your soul. What is our aim? We want to purify our mind. We want to have a serenity and calmness in our mind, so that just like if some mirror is there and dust is there, it is blurred, we cannot see it. If we want to see through it, we need to clear it, the mirror or the whatever mirror is there, we need to clear it. For clearing that, we need to clear our mind. For those serenity and for the calmness of the mind, the mantras are there. Like simply say, when we do give the blessings, we say swasti na indro vritha shavaha. It's not for the havan, it's for swasti. जो भी इसको ले रहा है उसकी स्वस्ति हो, उसका शुभ हो, उसका अच्छा हो, ये वेद मंत्र कह रहा है. स्वस्ति पंथा मनुचरेम. When we start any traveling, जैसे हम घर से गाड़ी निकालते हैं तो हम बोलते हैं स्वस्ति पंथा मनुचरेम. हम किस पथ पर जाएं? जो पथ सुपथ है, जो अच्छा पथ है, जहां पे चल के मैं अपने रिक्वायर्ड डेस्टिनेशन पर पहुंच जाऊंगा. सो ईच एंड एवरी मंत्रा इज फॉर इंडिविजुअल लाइफ एंड द यूनिवर्सल लाइफ एज वेल. स्वस्ति पंथा मनुचरेम. सूर्य जो है वो भी तो स्वस्ति पंथा पे चल रहा है, चंद्र भी तो स्वस्ति पंथा पे चल रहा है. आपने देखा जब वो धरती है, वो जब अर्थक्वेक्स आ जाते हैं, इट मीन्स वो अपने पथ से विपथ हो गई, वो उस अपने पथ से डाइवर्ट हो गई, तभी तो भूचाल आता है, तभी तो अर्थक्वेक्स आती हैं. इन द सेम वे व्हेन आवर लाइफ गेट्स सम डिफिकल्टी, सम टर्बुलेशंस, तब क्या होता है? वी नीड मंत्रास. We are diverting ourselves from the Vedic way of life, then only the tribulations or the problems comes to our life. So each and every mantra, that is why then you do swadhyaya, you just read like as you ask the day-to-day life. One person came to me in one day, he was having some court cases. So court cases, and he just wanted that decision should be faster. In Atharvaveda there are few mantras, अशिष्णुस मंत्रास. इन मंत्रास में क्या है कि मेरा जो शत्रु है वो नष्ट हो जाए, ठीक है. सो व्हेन वी चैंट दोस मंत्रास, या जैसे रात्रि कालीन हम मंत्रा पढ़ते हैं, शयन काल में जागृतो उदयति, उन मंत्रा में हम कह रहे हैं कि मेरा मन अच्छे संकल्प वाला हो. दिस इज माई पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट ओनली ना. मेरा मन अच्छे संकल्प करे, मेरा मन बुरे संकल्पों से दूर रहे, बिकॉज जो मन में आता है that only we transform into our deeds. So that those mantras of मनसा वाचा परिक्रमा के जो मंत्र है, I am having dvesh, I am not feeling good about some of the friends, some of my colleagues. So I chant those mantras in Sandhya mantras. I remove in all my directions, 6 directions में 6 directions. I don't want any person जो मुझे को पसंद नहीं है. हम क्या करते हैं, जो मेरे से द्वेष करता है या मैं जिससे द्वेष करता हूं उसको हम परमात्मा को सरेंडर करते हैं. अदरवाइज दैट कीप ऑन पिंगिंग अवर माइंड एवरी डे. उसने मेरा इंसल्ट किया, उसने मेरा इंसल्ट किया, उसने मेरा इंसल्ट किया. बट विद द हेल्प ऑफ मंत्रास वी सरेंडर दैट इंसल्ट इंसिडेंट टू द गॉड एंड वी बिकम फ्री. So mantra, Vedic mantra is for individually, personally also, and for the universe also. Is it clear?
और सुकामा जी, अगला प्रश्न भूषण जी से है, और मेरा भी काफी मिलता हुआ यही प्रश्न था कि आज का जीवन हमारा इतना व्यस्त है, हमें जॉब भी करनी है, बच्चों को भी ले जाना है, 10 एक्टिविटीज करनी है. तो are the Vedic principles applicable today as they were originally written, or do these need to be updated to suit the modern day life and society?
Certainly. Today the need to be in Vedic ways much more than earlier, because earlier everyone was living a very sattvic life, very pure life. सभी लोग यमों का पालन करते थे, नियमों का पालन करते थे, तो इतने समाज में अस्त व्यस्तता नहीं होती थी. आज बहुत कम लोग हैं जो साधु हैं. साधु मीन्स नॉट ओनली बाय द ड्रेस, विद द माइंड, विद देयर डीड्स. जो साधु हैं, जो सात्विक है, जो वैदिक है. And rest of most I cannot quote how much, ज्यादातर जो लोग हैं जो अवैदिक हैं, जो यमों का पालन नहीं करते, जो नियमों का पालन नहीं करते, जो यज्ञ नहीं करते, जो जिनके संस्कार नहीं है. सो टू डील विद देम, हमें अपने मेंटल लेवल को कैसे बना के रखना है. हम अवर लाइफ, वो कहते हैं आत्मनस्तु कामाय सर्वम इदम प्रिय भवति. मेरे को ये सामने वाली चीज प्रिय किस लिए है? क्योंकि इससे मुझे लाभ हो रहा है. पति को पत्नी क्यों प्यारी है? क्योंकि वो उसका हेल्प करती है. पति को पत्नी को पति क्यों प्यारा है? क्योंकि वो उसकी कुछ ना कुछ हेल्प करता है. जो भी दुनिया का अच्छापन है, जो हमें अच्छा लग रहा है, वो हमारे स्वार्थ के लिए. आज वो व्यक्ति, आज वो वस्तु, आज वो परिस्थिति मेरा स्वार्थ पूरा नहीं करती तो हम उसके साथ कुछ संबंध नहीं रखते. We should not forget this point. हमें बच्चों को लेना है, हमें सब करना है, because we want our satisfaction. Till the moment I realize कि मैं जिसकी सेवा कर रहा हूँ, जिसका काम कर रहा हूँ, वो मेरे लिए हेल्पफुल नहीं है, या कल को मेरी वो हेल्प नहीं करेगा, हम वो काम नहीं करेंगे. सो उसके साथ अच्छा करने के लिए मेरा मन कैसे शांत हो, हाउ आई कैन अचीव द गॉड, आई शुड डू द वैदिक वे ऑफ लाइफ. यमों का पालन करने में इट्स नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट. यू डोंट टेल लाई. हम छोटी बात के लिए लाई कर देते हैं. हाउ हैवी इज दिस गोल्ड चेन? वो 10 तोले की है, हम ऐसे ही बोल देंगे 12 तोले की है. वो 2 तोले का जो झूठ बोला उससे हमें कोई लाभ नहीं होने वाला है. दूसरा यही 1 सेकंड के लिए सोचेगा, अच्छा इसने 12 तोले की चेन पहनी जबकि है 10 तोले की. अननेसेसरी वी आर टेलिंग लाई. अच्छा तुमने, हम किसी के घर जाएंगे, खाना खाओगे? नहीं, हम खाना खा के आए हैं. हम खाना खा के नहीं आए. अननेसेसरी वी आर सेइंग मैं खाना खा के आया हूं. व्हाई? we can follow the truth as far, बहुत ज्यादा स्तर पर हम सत्य का पालन कर सकते हैं, बहुत अच्छे स्तर पर हम अहिंसा का पालन कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि जो साधु अकेला रह रहा है, जैसे मैं अकेली रहती हूँ, तो मैं किसको मारूंगी, किसके साथ हिंसा करूंगी, बट हु आर लिविंग इन द फैमिली, जो गृहस्थ में रह रहे हैं, उनको पता है ऊंचा म्यूजिक नहीं चलाना, बच्चा सो रहा है, या किचन में ज्यादा जाके शोर नहीं करना। तो अहिंसा का बहुत अच्छा पालन आजकल फैमिली में हो रहा है, हो सकता है सोसाइटी में, हो सकता है आपकी वर्क प्लेस पे, हो सकता है आप दूसरे की चीज नहीं लेते, पहले लोग नहीं लेते थे, आज भी भारत में कई गांव है जहां पे लोग लॉक नहीं लगाते, क्योंकि अस्ते वहां पे है, कोई किसी की चोरी नहीं करता। और आज हम यहाँ अदरवाइज देखो, ट्रेन की टॉयलेट में वो जो मग है उसको भी चेन डाल के रखनी पड़ रही है, बिकॉज पीपल आर नॉट फॉलोइंग अस्ते। ब्रह्मचर्य है, यू ऑल नो व्हाट इज, इन यंग जनरेशन की कितनी दुर्गति हो रही है ब्रह्मचर्य का पालन ना करने से। हम ब्रह्मचर्य का पालन कर सकते हैं। अपरिग्रह, हमारी ज्यादा दौड़ किसके लिए, फॉर एक्स्ट्रा, आई एम गेटिंग दिस मच फूड, मेरे को एक्स्ट्रा चाहिए, रेस्टोरेंट में जाना है इसलिए मुझे ज्यादा पैसा चाहिए, कार ड्राइव करके जाना है उसके लिए मुझे तेल चाहिए, मेरे पास 2 साड़ी है मुझे एक्स्ट्रा चाहिए, वी आर फाइटिंग फॉर एक्स्ट्रा ओनली। सबके पास रोटी कपड़ा और मकान है, एक्स्ट्रा की वजह से, दिस अपरिग्रह का हम पालन नहीं कर रहे, इसलिए हमारी लाइफ में डिस्टर्बेंसेस आ रही हैं। सो वी जस्ट नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड अवर लाइफ एंड द प्रिंसिपल्स, देन वी कैन नो कि कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है जो आज हम पालन नहीं कर सकते, आज की जरूरत में पालन करने की आवश्यकता पहले से ज्यादा है।
धन्यवाद। और एक प्रश्न है अनीश जी से, पूछते हैं कि कैन यू एक्सप्लेन माया and how to explain its meaning to the child?
Maya, you say prakriti?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Material.
Maya. Okay. माया जो शब्द है वो ये है कि जो होता है वो एक्चुअल में नहीं है, ठीक है। दिस इज इन आवर वैदिक सेंस वी से प्रकृति, ठीक है जी। दिस इज ऑल गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रॉय वन डे, वी नो, but we don't actually knowing and accepting, there are two things। हमें सबको पता है, हम जैसे मैं हूं, मैंने एक दिन समाप्त हो जाना है, सो शरीर जो है वो माया का बना, प्रकृति का बना हुआ है। माया इज द डिल्यूजन विच यू आर, आपके माइंड में एक ऐसा आपका विचार डाल दिए जाते हैं कि ये ऐसा है लेकिन होता नहीं है। जैसा हम कहते हैं कि जो राक्षस लोग हैं, जैसे रावण ने माया करी थी, वो साधु नहीं थे लेकिन उसने साधु का वेश बनाया और सीता जी को छल किया। तो छल जहां पे किया जाता है, जहां पे नेगेटिविटी की जाती है, एक तो उस फॉर्म में माया का प्रयोग किया जाता है कि माया के करने से क्या होगा कि हम छल कर सकते हैं, हम बुरा कर सकते हैं किसी के साथ। तो एक तो उस एस्पेक्ट में माया शब्द लिया जाता है कि प्रपंच कर दिया, ऐसा कुछ ड्रामा कर दिया, ऐसा कुछ शो कर दिया जैसा नहीं था। फिर हम ये कहते हैं ये सब माया का खेल है। उसमें क्या रहा है कि ये प्रकृति है, सत्व रजस तमस से प्रकृति बनी हुई है, ये सब कुछ उसका रचाया हुआ है। अब हमारे मन में जब तमस बढ़ जाता है तो हमारे में लिथार्जी आ जाती है, हम आलस्य की तरफ बढ़ जाते हैं। व्हेन रजस बढ़ जाता है, वी गो टू एक्टिविटी ज्यादा करने लग जाते हैं, जिम जाने लग जाते हैं, डांस ज्यादा करने लग जाते हैं। जब सत्व बढ़ जाता है, हम शांत हो जाते हैं, हम मेडिटेशन में चले जाते हैं। तो हम जो वैदिक सेंस में लेते हैं, माया सत्व रजस तमस से बनी हुई है, और उसके उतार चढ़ाव से हमारे माइंड मस्तिष्क में चेंजेस आती हैं और उससे हमारी लाइफ में चेंजेस आती हैं। तो माया का प्रभाव हम कैसे दूर कर सकते हैं? अगर हम योग दर्शन की सेंस से ले तो हम प्रकृति से हटना, काया शुद्धि, वो जो चतुर्थ पाद में जो सूत्र आते हैं कि हम प्रकृति के इफेक्ट से दूर हो जाएं, हम सात्विक हो जाएं, हम अपना साक्षात्कार कर लें और गॉड रियलाइजेशन कर लें। उसके लिए प्रकृति से दूर होना है। तो ये 2 तरीकों से इस माया शब्द को समझा जा सकता है।
धन्यवाद। I think that brings us to the end of all the questions. At this stage, I would request all the participants to turn on their videos so that we can take a screenshot. And when we do that, I would like to say a big thank to our first speaker of the Shrāvanī Purnima series, Acharya Sukuma ji, for your very enlightening and insightful speech. We feel blessed to have you share with us the profound Vedic wisdom, and more importantly, how to apply the Vedic principles in our day-to-day life. Your eloquence and clarity in explaining the complex Vedic concepts made it so easy for us to grasp the depth of our ancient wisdom and made this event a truly memorable one. Your words have left a lasting impact, and we are eager to delve deeper into Vedic teachings you discussed this evening and to try to incorporate them in our day-to-day life and in our spiritual journey. And also, I would like to thank all the attendees for their active participation and engagement during this speech. The questions and discussions, whatever we had few, that followed the speech further enriched our understanding of the Vedic principles. In conclusion, on behalf of all the attendees, organizers, and volunteers, I would like to reiterate the gratitude to our esteemed Vedic scholar, Acharya Sukuma for the profound and insightful speech. Thank you very much. And before we conclude, I would like to remind you all about the next 3 lectures in this series that would be streamed online tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, at the same time and on the same Zoom link that you used today to log in. Please invite and share this information with your families and friends to take advantage of listening to next 3 esteemed speakers to further understand and learn the importance of Vedic teachings to enrich our day-to-day life. Tomorrow, September 1st, our speaker will be Dr. Sudhir Anand, and who will be speaking on Vedic perspective of living in reality. And before we depart, I think I would like to leave a few pointers that will make the incoming participants easier. Please log in 10 minutes prior to the start of the meeting so that we make sure that all the participants are in place before the speaker starts. To ensure your device make sure that your device you're using to log in, it shows your name so that we can permit your entry into the chat room. And finally, switch on your videos when you sign into the Zoom for security purposes. Thank you very much. And Acharya, I think you wanted to take a short screenshot of all the participants.
So unmute yourself and make a big clap for Acharya Sukuma ji. Just, yeah, good. Thank you very much. So with Shantipat, we can conclude it. Om Dev Shantirantarikshyam Shanti Prithivi Shantira Pashantiroshadhaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shantir Vishve Deva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much, Sukuma ji, and thank you everyone. Please join tomorrow and also invite your friends and relatives to join. You will find all the 4 speakers are absolutely excellent. Different topics you will get, and I hope you will enjoy. And you have enjoyed today also. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sukuma ji, Acharya ji.